Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio where the sound of sports is heard. I'm your host, Don Castiel. If you missed yesterday's video, we recapped the Cowboys draft. Today we are going to recap the Packers draft. And, this team, after the draft, has been ripped apart. People saying how this is the worst draft, F grades, and how the Jordan Love pick makes no sense, and how dare they not pick receivers, and Aaron Rodgers should be offended, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting back, I'm like, hold on. Hold your horses. Chillax. Let's sit down and actually think for a minute about this draft. And in my opinion, it's not even that bad. I like this draft. Allow me to elaborate. Let's start at pick 1. Jordan Love. This pick has made the Packers receive so much heat from the media. And I'm here to argue and saying, you know what? That Jordan Love pick was absolutely perfect. Because in 2 years, when Aaron Rodgers is ready to departure, what is Aaron Rodgers, 37, 38? When Aaron Rodgers is ready to departure, they're going to have a very smooth transition to their brand new franchise quarterback. Jordan Love has fantastic arm talent, is mobile. Who does that sound like to you? I'm not saying he is Patrick Mahomes, but it sounds exactly like Patrick Mahomes. He's a Patrick Mahomes type. Not saying he will ever be anything like Patrick Mahomes, but he is a type like Patrick Mahomes. So you give Jordan Love 2 years in the Packers organization, 2 years learning under Aaron Rodgers, 2 years to develop chemistry with his teammates. All of a sudden, the second Aaron Rodgers leaves, you have a very smooth transition to your new face of your franchise. I love the pick. I absolutely love the pick. Now, the one negative about this pick is I don't see necessarily why they had to trade up to pick him. I think he would have been available without them trading up, but they only lost a fourth. And losing a fourth to get essentially your franchise player, that's not unheard of. In fact, that's great. So I'm totally on board with the Packers picking Jordan Love. Now let's jump to the second thing that the Packers are receiving a lot of heat for, and that is them not drafting a wide receiver. And yeah, you know what? I do think the Packers maybe should have drafted a wide receiver in the 4th round or, 4 through 7. I think the Packers should have invested a pick in wide receiver. But by no stretch of the imagination do they need a wide receiver. Teams who need wide receivers are like Seattle and Philadelphia. Philadelphia and Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz last year took a guy they met off the street and a former quarterback to the playoffs. Seattle, Russell Wilson, years in and years out, takes injured players and essentially nobodies in the NFL to the playoffs. And you're telling me Aaron Rodgers can't take Davante Adams and Van Scantling on a Super Bowl run? And Aaron Jones? Let's not forget how good Aaron Jones was a season ago. So, you're telling me the Packers needed a wide receiver when Aaron Rodgers has Aaron Jones, Davante Adams, and Van Scantling. No, he didn't. He didn't need a wide receiver. A wide receiver would have essentially been a luxury pick. So I perfectly understand why they didn't take a receiver. They didn't need a receiver. More important to fix other holes. And with the second pick, they also picked a running back. So it's not like Aaron Rodgers isn't getting any help from the draft. They got a second running back to complement Aaron Jones. So to me personally, I like the Packers draft. So I give the Packers a B+ in the draft. I'm actually pretty satisfied with what they were able to get done. I love the Jordan Love pick. I think people are over exaggerating with them not picking a wide receiver. And yeah, that is the sound of sports.